Hey everybody, I'm back with another Jurassic World Rebirth review, and we're going to be going over the all-new Wild Roars Wave 2. I got all four of these on Amazon. I will try my very best to leave links for all four of these in the description or somewhere down below. If I forget, kindly remind me. I will do it. I got the Aucasaurus the other day, so I opened it and I was able to disassemble it, no, it's not meant to, and put it back in the box. I even uploaded a review by itself, but I felt like, you know what, I'd rather just re-review it and have all four together. Because originally, it was supposed to be that one today, but then other three showed up. So yeah, let's go over the Aucasaurus first, as I've already opened it. Of course, it won't stand up by itself. Here's the barcode for those of you who want it. As for all of these, well, actually except the Ankylosaurus, assembly is required. We're gonna go over the sculpt first. The sculpt is really good. Honestly, this has some good colors. I just wish that they would have put more colors on it. I'm mainly talking about I'm going to call it like a purplish, like a dark purple color. I kind of wish that would go all the way up the neck, or at least go down to here. I'm quite used to this stopping here. But, yeah, either this or the Spiclypeus has the best sculpt. But the Spiclypeus, I don't really like how they did the green. I don't mind the green. I just don't like how they did it. I just wish they would have put more of the sand color on the. I'll stop and talk about it here in a minute. The entire body, except for the lower jaw, is casted in like a terracotta brick red color, and you have these. I'm gonna call it purple markings on the head, nothing on the neck. You got very minimal markings on the body, and then you got some more on the legs. There honestly might be more paint on the legs than the body piece. Just saying. The eyes are done in a greenish yellow, and I'm trying to think. These are not like horns, because I originally thought they were horns, but they're actually just part of the scales. As per most Wild Roars, and really most larger figures in this day and age, the teeth are a separate plastic insert, so they are more durable and they last longer. The sculpt is really well done. I do really like how they sculpted this. You got these tiny arms. Honestly, they could have just reused this arm piece and put it on the Abelisaurus. Because that's the only real thing I complain about on the Abelisaurus, is that its arms are ridiculously big. But it's I don't even know. I'll talk about it in a minute. Oh yeah, there's the scan code. If you use my scan codes, I don't mind. As long as I get my credit, then everything's okay. Let's go over articulation real quick. The jaw and neck are all tied to the action feature, and the same as the tail. The arms are very tiny, so they only have like the one point of articulation. They can go out and in. Show the other side. They can go forward, backwards. Although the joint on mine is really stiff, the legs are really stiff, so there's very minimal articulation and posability on these. Let's go over the action features real quick. I do believe this one's got some new sounds. Actually, it does. I don't know why I said that, but get out of that. It's my cat trying to get in the boxes. Action features pretty much the same as it is on all the new Wild Roars. I do prefer this tail control gimmick. The other thing I wanted to say is that I do really like how they made the tail actually long. Like, it's actually, like, it's not short like most of the other figures. And the sculpt is just very well done. The only real thing that it needs is more paint. And this would have been a very solid figure. Alright, now let's go over the Spiclypeus. Let's unbox this. There's the barcode for those of you who want it. Oh, and the other thing I meant to say is I've seen these starting to hit Target stores in the US. I've not seen them myself, but a friend of mine has, and I've seen people post about it on Facebook, and I believe on Discord too. So let's get the tail piece out without cutting myself. Alright, as per most of these. We'll go over that in a minute. I've heard that sound before, I just don't know what that comes from. I'll go over the sounds here in a minute, but we're gonna just make a little bit of room as this reviewing table is kind of small. That's all I really have. I do really like the quills on this. I do like the scalature work, the thick scales around the body. And then you got a set of... You know what? There we go. I do like how there is a row of scales there. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is how they did the paint apps. I don't mind the color palette. I don't mind the colors that they used. I just wish that they would have done more colors. Like they put a little tiny bit of paint right there on the tail. But, and then these feathers, I'm going to call them feathers or quills, are actually a separate piece that's not painted. The head on this thing is huge. I don't remember this one being a very large ceratopsian species. I could easily be wrong, so just correct me in the comments, y'all. I do want to talk about the sculpt. The sculpt itself is actually really good. I do like it. Most of their ceratopsians are decent sculpts. I just really don't like the bright green head. It just... I'm trying to think of the word to use. It just looks off. Maybe if they put some of this color onto the jaw here, then maybe it would look good. But, oh, the entire head's... I got a couple paint chips on mine. I literally just got these. I do like the frill. I just don't like how the spikes are, the horns or whatever are unpainted. That's very, especially that it's a bright, vibrant green color. At least they painted the head horns, but other than that, sculpt's good. Let's go over articulation. Head and tail's tied to the action feature. The mouth does not move, and it is permanently open like that, which isn't a huge deal to me. You got these really cool looking markings on the frill, and then the eyes are done in the same, like the dark yellow. Basically, the only articulation is the arms and legs. Oh yeah, here's the scan code. Alright, and then the little piece on the tail here can swivel, and all of them can, I'm assuming, except the Ankylosaurus. Let's go over the sounds here. I'm trying to think. That's a Dominion one. That's from a Dominion figure. Alright, I figured it out. The sounds are reused from the Dominion Sinoceratops, although the tone is a little bit different. I don't necessarily mind, as it's a ceratopsian, so I imagine all of their sounds would be similar, but not quite the exact same. Yeah, it's all the same. Alright, let's go over the Abelisaurus. I like the colors, I like the design. The only real thing that bothers me are these ridiculously large arms. There's the barcode for those of you who want it. Let's carefully cut this out. I also have the gigantic Thrasher's Perusaurus, also coming from Amazon. I do not know when that's going to come in, but the latest will be next Friday, or in about 6 days. I think the 25th. Yeah, the 25th. Alright, hold on a second. I gotta get the tail out. And there's all the hair on it. Haven't even, I just took it out of the box. We have so many animals here. We have 4 cats and a dog, so I apologize if hairs get everywhere. Let's get this out. It's interesting. This one doesn't really have a lot of scalature. Alright, just like that. I mean, I guess I could put the arms back like that a little bit, and it won't look as bad. Oh, I do like how that's a soft plastic. Alright, head sculpts looks fine. I don't have anything against the colors. I do like how they did it, but I kind of would have wished they would have done, like, blue striping, kind of like this, up the body. Maybe put some more black on the going down the tail. But it's not a bad color scheme. I just don't see why they don't do it a little bit more, since toys are getting more expensive. The entire head sculpt, the entire head except for the lower jaw and this, which is actually a separate piece that's very soft and flexible, in the lower jaw, are in black. The arms are in black. I'm going to call it black, even though it looks like a really, really dark gray. So I'm going to call it black. I'm going to call this blue. I'm going to call this red. The lower jaw and I'm going to call it a flap, are in red. The teeth are obviously in that softer material, so it's more durable. Cutie Pie, would you like to say hello to the camera? That's one of our cats. Actually, I'm going to see if she wants to say hi. Hello, Cutie Pie. This is my reviewing table. And this is Cutie Pie. She's super loving. Are you just going to sit there for the rest of my review? Okay, I'm honestly fine with that. I do see some like really thick scales, but they're very sparse. There's not a whole lot. You got this scale pattern on the legs, and the body piece and the legs and the tail pieces are done in a bluish color, like a dark blue. Articulations, the same as the Aucasaurus. Arms can go out and in, forward and backwards. Okay, you want to get down? You're not going on the shelf. I love you, Cutie Pie, but you cannot be on the shelf because you'll knock over everything. The legs, that's about as far back that they can go. Oh yeah, here's scan code. And there's no hip articulation on any of these. And the tail, neck, and this little piece can swivel, which is pretty much useless in my opinion. Let's go over the sounds, because I figured they'd all be new. They're not new. That one might be. Yeah, this is basically reusing the Scorpio Venator sounds. I'm saying it in plural because of the Dino Tracker one, because they are both the same sounds. I do really like the colors. I like what they were trying to do. The only big thing that I have against this figure is, again, the long arms. And also notice we have like a tiny little sail on the back here, which I find interesting. It doesn't really bother me or anything, but it's also you got like the. I also wanted to point out the flat piece. It's not a bad figure at all. Here's the Ankylosaurus barcode. This is the this is a. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I was trying to say it's not a new species. We've had Ankylosauruses in the past. Obviously. Oh. That I already don't like. Hold on, let me fix the legs. I'll have to take out those boxes real soon. Interesting. The first thing I wanted to... Alright, let's move these around real quick. I didn't think the Spiclypeus would be that big. Put that over there. The first thing that I noticed is that the head and the entire tail don't have this undershading, and the way I just kind of wish they would have transitioned it maybe a little better, but it's not horrible. I like how they used black instead of like a off-whitish or grayish, and I like how these here are painted. Of course, the beak isn't, and I don't necessarily mind the orange markings. I also would not mind if it didn't have the orange markings. The eyes are done in a yellow. This looks like the exact same sculpt from the Dominion one and the Dino Escape Bumpy. The head is casted, and I'm going to call it brown. Looks like the neck might be 2 pieces. Actually, I can't really tell what the neck is done in. The body piece, the lower body is like I'm going to call it yellow. I'm just going to call it like a sandy yellow. All the limbs are in the yellow color. And the entire back is the brown. You got the armor kind of poking through. The armor on the back is a hard plastic, while the ones on the side are a soft plastic. And they did kind of resculpt the tail a little bit. I don't like how it goes down. It should go up or just be parallel with the rest of the body. And I've seen other people complain that the feet don't touch the ground, but that's very minor for me. It's not really a big deal. Oh, and the other thing is they painted the club tail, which I am kind of grateful for. It's got the same sounds as the Dominion one. But we'll go over them in a minute. I'd rather not get stuff off the shelf to compare with, because I really don't want to have to go be in this room any longer than I have to be. It's really hot, and I'm already starting to sweat. Oh yeah, the scan code. Crap, I almost forgot it. Scan code. Let's go over articulation. The head and tail are tied to the action feature, so that really only leaves the arms and legs. Arms can go forward. They can go out and in. Well, what are you doing? Cutie Pie's biting on the boxes, which they do that all the time. And the legs can go forward and backwards. They do not go out and in. We'll go over the action feature here. We'll do it on both sides. And you can also go like that. It can't go side to side for some reason. It can only go up and down and over, which is minor, but again, I mean, I do like the colors though. I like the more naturalistic looking colors. This would have been I don't mind the orange. I get why there's orange there. It's to make it more appealing for kids and to give it some sort of bright coloration. I just, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my review. If you're new here, please subscribe. I try to do reviews whenever I get something new. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. Any questions, leave them down below. I shouldn't have to answer certain questions because I get a lot of people asking me where I get stuff from, yet I tell them to watch the first minute of my video, or I'll just ask if they've even watched my video. Usually the answer is no. Alright, I'm gonna get off here. If you guys, I already said it. Have a good night or day. I don't know when you're watching this. I'm just glad you're watching this. Peace.